William.
Hello.
Hello, is this William?
Yes.
William, good morning. This is Paul, Outsider Tackle Box radio show and podcast. We have Tommy.
Hey, what's going on, William? How you doing, bud?
Pretty good. How you doing, Tommy?
I'm stuck next to this fool this early in the morning, but
Tommy
it's okay.
is wearing antlers, and I can't help but make fun of him because he's a full-grown buck with tiny antlers.
Don't judge my
Well, you better
antlers.
be careful. It's deer season down here in Texas.
I know, that's why I'm like, you guys better not shoot your computer.
So welcome
Right?
to the show. The idea behind the radio show and podcast is to spread happiness to the world through the joys of fishing. And you sent in 3 photos, and we feel like fish stories do just that. They spread happiness. And we want to find out where you caught the fish, what bait you used, and maybe the size of those fish, if you had any way to weigh those things.
Yes, I did.
All right, let's hear the story, man.
All right. Well, fish were caught down in Matagorda, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
on the coast,
Nice.
and got 2 red drum and a spotted sea trout.
I was telling Tommy that was a trout. He
this-
didn't believe me.
Yep, that's a spotted sea trout, and they
Sorry,
got
William.
teeth like vampires.
In all fairness, I never believe Paul anyway, so it's okay. It wasn't
Well, I
anything.
said trout, and Tommy's like, "There's no way. Those are sea fish."
Well, I wasn't looking at the picture that.
and
you
I
were
was like,
talking
you know,
about.
there is a trout that is in the inshore saltwater,
I know
and
that.
that threw him for a loop.
No, I know that, but I just.
Yeah, they are a speed fish. They are very fast.
Oh man. See, I need to go
They're
out there.
fun to fight too.
I need to go out to Texas, start
Okay.
fishing out there too.
Yeah, you can come on down, give me a call. I'll take you to the spot.
See that? Me and William just became BFFs now. We're gonna go down and go do some fishing.
That's what it sounds like.
Do some fishing, drink some beer, talk some crap about you. All right, back
That
to the
Sounds
story.
good.
Back to the fish story.
All right.
I fish a little different than most people do.
Mm-hmm.
I call it beaching on a budget
I like
there
that.
you
because I'm broke. So
As are we.
most people go down there and they spend $50 to $100 in bait.
Mm.
I catch all my bait. I start from the bottom of the food chain and work my way up.
There you go.
That's the way to
that's
do it.
how-
So, I
that's
buy
how
the
we do it
cheapest
off the
stuff.
pier.
Yep. That's the best way to go from what I've experienced. I've done it all as far as beach fishing goes and saltwater fishing goes, and that is the best way to catch them.
There you go.
Use
their natural.
They were all caught on.
Oh, I was saying.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying use their natural food chain. You know, just right there where they're at. you
Exactly.
just bring up. Just go right up the line. So that's awesome.
The thing I've noticed with saltwater fishing is if you catch the bait where you're fishing, that's what they're feeding on.
Exactly.
So that's what they're looking for.
Exactly. Like I was
You
saying.
go to the bait shop and buy whatever. You never know if that's what they're eating
Exactly.
at that time.
Exactly. And see, that's why I said it's similar to when we go to fishing the pier, because same type of thing. We'll go to the pier, collect some mussels, use the mussels, catch some mackerel, use the mackerel, catch some sharks and some bat ray and stuff like that. You just go right up the line. So,
Exactly. That's the best way to go from my experience.
yep. No, you're absolutely right.
But let's see, the redfish that were there, the red drum that are there, those were caught on cut whiting.
Nice.
Well, down here we call them whiting. They're actually a kingfish.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the trout were caught on cut bait as well, but they were caught on mullet.
Oh, okay.
Mullet. Yep.
And
Nice.
like I said, all caught right there in the same water as the fish in the pictures.
Nice.
The trout were, it's a great little spot. It's a little slough that cuts from the beach up into a bird sanctuary, where
Okay.
you're not allowed to go with boats or anything like that. The only way you can get in there is to wade.
Oh, okay.
And these fish stage in that cut, waiting for the bait to move through from the beach to the bay,
Mm-hmm.
and you can just sit there and catch fish all day long.
Nice.
Sounds like a good place to go fishing.
That does.
I'd
That
love
does.
to.
Oh, it's a great spot.
We love the fish stories. What size were those fish? Because they look pretty good. They look like a pretty good size.
Yeah, those red drum look pretty huge.
Yeah, those red drum were pretty big. Those are bull reds. The biggest one there that I'm holding up with the head towards my head and the tail towards my feet.
Yeah,
that was one of the biggest fish I've ever caught in my life. It was 50 inches long and weighed roughly 42 pounds.
I was gonna say that looks about like 40 pounds, but
yeah, it was a solid fish. I was using a 10-foot surf rod and it was dragging me down the sand.
That's always fun.
And I weigh 260 pounds, so.
I was gonna say you look like a pretty big dude, and that thing's taking you for a ride. That's a beast of a fish.
Yeah, I'm 6'2" and 260 pounds. So if you can use that for a reference on how big that fish is.
Wow.
Wow.
Congratulations. That definitely is a good size fish, and you could tell you're standing next to it, and it's taking up a good portion of all of you.
It almost, it looks like you're
definitely.
Yeah, it's blocking you in the picture. And it looks like you're straining a little bit to lift that thing up too. No, just.
Yeah, he was pretty heavy. It was pretty heavy fish, but it was caught in the same method. Cut bait.
Just move
right
at
dark.
food chain. Yep. Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But that one's actually got a pretty cool story tied to it. I revived and released that fish, and on my way home, my wife decided to check and see what the record was for Matagorda County, and come to find out that would have been the record fish if I had turned it in.
Oh, wow.
By over 6 inches.
Man, you would have set the record and held it for a while. But
I was.
You're a record holder in our book here, because that's pretty impressive.
We know the truth.
Exactly, and
right.
it may
William Miller caught the biggest fish.
Yeah, it may not mean much to everybody, but to us, you're a record holder. So there you go.
Well, he got on the radio show. So maybe he didn't, get his name in the paper, but he let that fish go to swim another day.
That's it.
So I'm just hoping that fish remembers it and comes back and visits me.
There you go. You're hoping he gets
and I'll turn her in next time.
There you go. He's out there on the beach. He's hoping that fish comes by and gives him a little head nod like, I got you.
Yeah. We're going to do this
right. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But the other redfish was, say it was 38 inches long, 38 and a half, and weighed about 30 pounds.
That's a good one, too.
That's still big, dude. That is still big. That's awesome.
And then the trout in that photo is 27 and a half, and it weighed about 9 pounds.
It's a good sized trout.
Those things are pretty vicious. As far as they're swimming and their attack style and how they hit and go.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I caught that trout on that surf rod as well, and it's 10-foot surf rod with 50-pound test, and it had that surf rod folded in half.
That's awesome.
Well, William, we have to.
Very strong fish.
We enjoyed the fish stories. Thank you very much for the tactics that you use to catch those fish. For all of you listening, and your inshore or surf fishing, William catches giant fish by using the bait that is present. So he just catches all his bait, and
honestly though, I still agree that's the best way to go. So, yep.
And if you're not going to do that, you should mirror whatever you can see, and then try to catch a fish that way. Because if you're me, you're not really good at catching the bait.
You gotta
I'm kind of impatient too.
Yeah, I know you are.
I just want to throw the line out there.
He's the kind of guy, William, that as soon as we pull up in the truck, he's already jumping out the door with his rod in his hand, and we're still about 50 yards away from the lake, and we haven't even parked yet. So I mean, he's just that impatient. But no,
I'm all for the story.
Yeah, I know.
And
yeah.
Please continue to send in photos. You're welcome back on the show. If you know anybody else that wants to be on the radio show and podcast as well, we know that you have fishing buddies that you can share stories with.
Oh, yeah.
They're welcome to come on the show too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Send
yes,
in
definitely
photos and
please
we'll
continue to
keep getting
be
down
active
here.
on our social media sites. And that's where we got the photos from.
Yep. We're on
For sure.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, pretty much anything. So
I like that you're going through and that you almost remembered all of them, Tommy. I'm so proud of you.
well, I went through just the ones that I was
that came to your head at
that
the
came to
moment.
my head, which is relatively empty 90% of
Yeah,
the
well,
time.
I think people know.
I think they do.
Well, thanks, William. From all of us here at Outsider Tackle Box, fish more.
Tight lines, buddy. Have a good one. All right.
Yeah, same to y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.